really want to be able to film this video before the sun completely goes down, so I'm sorry if it's a little dark in here. Hello! So this is a very, very late bullet journal setup video. I don't really have any excuse for that either. It's just that I'm lazy. So in case you didn't know, I actually did not bullet journal for any of 2019 because I was traveling to Korea. I went on study abroad for the first entire half of the year, so I really had no time to be doodling. By the end of the year, I really did miss bullet journaling. I think I got a little bit bored because it is a huge hobby for me and it has been since 2017. So I'm bringing it back. And before we get into the flip through, I just want to share a little bit about the journal I'm using. So I was planning on buying an Archer and Olive journal because, like how in 2017, like the Lecture 1975 was like the must-have journal, it seems like for 2020, Archer and Olive was like the hit brand for like bullet journal. I was planning to get that, but then I got this for Christmas. I got this from my dad, I believe. And it's actually very lovely, and I've never used a spiral bound journal for my notebook or for my bullet journal before, but it reminds me of those spiral bound like Muji notebooks. It's actually very similar to those. I believe the name of this journal is Pen Plus Gear, and you can get it at Walmart, I'm pretty sure. I did not see any information online about what like GSM the paper was or anything. It just said it was acid free. I did do a pen test in the back just to be sure. I don't use micron pens or anything, so I'm not sure how that would show up, but I did use Muji and mild liner and Copic marker. The Copic marker did bleed through, and if you definitely couldn't color on this paper with it, but the mild liners barely ghosted. It didn't bleed through at all. Very nice, very mild, liner friendly, and obviously the Muji pen, everything was fine with that. It's a hardcover. The sticker on the front, this is a sticker that I got from Shiny's anniversary exhibition in Seoul. So I put that on the front because it just had like a name plate on the front, and I was like, I don't want that. So yeah, and there's like cute little H-on sticker on it too. I just opted to put this on the front. This is actually a pen loop. But I have this little photo card keyring holder thing for NCT, and this is not the original photo card that it came with, but it fits like any photo card basically, so I just switch them out often. And you could also put anything else in here that's like card shaped. You could put like a Polaroid in here, you could put a Pokemon card, I don't know, like anything really. And I think it adds like a nice little touch. It's not too noisy and it's very cute. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it about the journal. Now let's get into the flip through. So for the cover page, I decided to do something very simplistic, very easy to set up. I was originally going to do something complicated, but I decided against it. And this design is actually inspired by this, it's like a little bag of candy that I have. It's Japanese candy, and the label on the front is set up exactly like this, so I really like that design. I just wanted to take it. And for the design, I used a Muji pen, and for all the writing, every line in this book, I've used a Muji .27 tip, I think. I don't know. And for the flowers, I used a Copic R02 Rose Salmon marker, which I know I told you not to use Copic marker, but I don't take my own advice. Alright, so the next two pages, this is my resolutions for 2020, which I have not filled out much because I don't have an excuse. I'm sorry. And you'll see there's kind of a piece of washi tape like right in the middle of the page, and that's because the Copic marker bled through, as I knew it was going to do. So I just tried to cover it. And the next page, this is actually taken from Lavender's her book Artist of Life. It's a very great book. It's not necessarily a planner, it's more of like a self-help guide type thing, like where you get, it's basically full of writing prompts, and this was one of the writing prompts in the book, and I really love it. It's where you get to choose like a word that represents your theme for 2020. I chose fortitude, and then you can list some things like, what can I do to embody this theme? And I only wrote one thing so far, so I need to keep thinking clearly. Alright, next up is my future log, and this is heavily inspired by how Amanda Rachel did hers, because I really like the clean setup she had. It's almost the same, except I opted out of using like the tiny calendar setup that I usually do. Instead, I just did a list like of all the dates and then like important dates and like the event on that date. For right now, it's just birthdays. I left a space in between each date so that I can like fill in things if they come up. That page with the circle on it is just a little quote. It's not a quote, it's like a motto or like a saying. Expression and exploration is what it says. Woo. And the next page is also inspired by Amanda Rachel. It's places I visited this year. I loved this idea that she had in her setup, and it's not going to be just like, I visited Italy over the summer. It's not like just big events. It's like, I visited this really great diner with my parents and we had a great day and the food was awesome. Like, it could be just blah 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 diner in the middle of nowhere. Like, it doesn't have to be a big trip, you know. So these next two pages are school related, and I have my class schedule here, which I have not filled out yet, and I'm probably going to end up filling it out at the end of this week, because I start school this week, and I'm not sure if I want to drop or like add any classes, or if any class times change last minute. You never know what can happen. So I'm gonna leave it blank just for the first week of school, just in case, because I don't want to have to like fill out everything and then change it and like have to weigh out a bunch of stuff, and yeah, it just would look really messy. And the next page next to that is, this was in Plant-Based Bride's video, I'm pretty sure. She did her ideal day. I did my ideal day off because I feel like on weekends or my days off, I tend to waste time in weird ways. Like, I'll usually like plan way too much stuff to do, or be like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. It's gonna be a productive day off. Like, I have that mindset of productive day off, like, for some reason. And then I'll just kind of feel overwhelmed and end up sitting in bed and not doing anything. So it's very counterproductive. So instead, I decided to plan an ideal day off of like things that really make me happy, things that I know will help me feel productive without stressing me out too much, and just kind of make me feel fulfilled. Because, you know, I'm productive every other day of the week when I have class. You know, I'm going to class, I'm doing my assignments. Like, I think I kind of am a little overzealous in that way. So, yeah, I think this is a good help for us perfectionist, very unnecessarily busy people. Next is my year in photos, or year in Polaroids, which is also in Amanda Rachel's video. I'm sorry for copying everything you do, queen. I love you. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Just fill it up. You just take a Polaroid each month of something you did, or just something random, and put it in the journal. I really like Polaroids, and I have a Polaroid camera now. And I actually have already filled out my first one for January, because on the first day of 2020, me and my friends went hiking, and we went to this little river, and it was really, really cute. Okay, so these next two pages are music / K-pop related. So comebacks 2020, if you're not a K-pop stan, this probably is not going to be relevant to you. I'm sorry. It's basically for each month of the year. I'm just going to do like a little, like a line. I'm going to try to demonstrate this for you. I'm going to do a line, and then I'm going to do like a up, or maybe like a down. And then I'm going to be like Luna for January, and then like write like maybe my favorite song on the album. Comeback is basically when a K-pop group releases a new album and does a media promotion. We call it a comeback, in case you didn't know. For each month, I would just like to write down like what my favorite comeback was of that month, or maybe there were several. I don't know. All I know is that Luna's is in January. No, Luna's is in February. Yeah, Luna's is in February. And then next page, this doesn't have to be K-pop. This could be usable for anyone who just listens to music and really enjoys music. Albums of 2020. Obviously, a lot of these are going to be K-pop albums because that's the genre I listen to most. But you know, if Fine Line by Harry Styles, if that came out in 2020, I'd definitely put it here. I'm not sure if I want to do hand drawings though, or if I want to do paste in like photos of the like like printed out photos of the album cover. I don't know. It depends on how creative I'm feeling. Okay, so these next 2 pages are my like adulty sort of pages. So it's bills and expenses, and I've divided it into subscriptions, recurring payments, home, and car. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I just put the name of the expense, how much it is, and the frequency. So if it's like monthly or every other month or maybe yearly. I just need to keep track of this stuff, especially when I have bigger expenses like rent or like a car payment. And the next page is like my wants versus my needs. My reasoning behind this is because I'm always like thinking of stuff that I can, it's usually home stuff. Like I want to decorate my bathroom and put like this, and this in it. And I don't need to do that, but like I want to do that, so that would go in the wants. But then there's some needs I have, or like a future thing that I know I need to get, like I know I need to get a car. And these last 2 pages of the setup, this one page here is gift ideas, so I'm gonna have to block that out or blur that because I've already written some down, and it's pretty self-explanatory because I think throughout the year I always think of gifts to buy for people, but when like their birthday rolls around, like I suddenly have no idea what to get them. So this is a place for me to just dump all those ideas, and I have it split up, so I write the name of the person, the gift, and then the occasion. And this last page here is just a paste in only page, and I made it like that so that in case I like throughout the year, if I come up with another spread idea or another page idea that I want to have in the front of my bullet journal, I can take out these paste-ins and then just put it here. And that's actually it for the setup. It's not really that complicated. I don't use a lot of complicated trackers in my setup because I find myself just forgetting to go back to them. However, I do use trackers in my weekly planning. I will show you that in a second, but I just wanted to show you my January monthly spread. I usually do like a big calendar setup so that I can write in like different events or like things due throughout the month, but I find myself just kind of not using it, not looking at it, and like just hating it. I don't know, I hate the way it looks, so I opted for a more like small little teeny calendar. And then on the other side I have my month in January overview. I have this quote that I very poorly centered now that I'm looking at it. I have like a music section so I can write down like my favorite songs. I have like these little bubbles for accomplishments, like a big accomplishment of the month and like a smaller accomplishment. And then this is just a little preview at how my January weekly setups are gonna go. I change my layout for my weekly setups very frequently, almost every month, because I just get bored sometimes. And then yeah, but this is where I put all my trackers and stuff, like my sleep tracker, which is very important to me, and my like wheel of life thingy, which I have happiness, my sleep, my diet, productivity, mental health, and relationships. And then also I have a little bubble for like recipe of the week because I want to cook one meal at home a week at least. But yeah, that's it. That's the bullet journal. Sorry that I copy other people so much. Jesus, I didn't realize how much I did that until I like flipped through it. But I hope you enjoyed still. I hope you could get something out of this. I do have other bullet journal setup videos from previous years, so if you're interested, feel free to check those out, as well as I have in 2018, I believe. Yeah, 2018, I filmed a ton of like monthly setups. Looking back, I absolutely hate them, but like maybe you'll like them, you know, because you're not me. Like, feel free to go watch them if you're interested, as well as I have content that I've uploaded from my time on study abroad in Korea, so feel free to check that out too. As well, I have more content from Korea that I will be releasing later in 2020, as well as if there's anyone watching this that happens to be an UN citizen, look out for a video coming from me on Johnny's birthday. Very excited to share that video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching again. Please like and subscribe. I put out videos very infrequently. Alright, take care everybody. I love you guys. Bye!